The bedroom was wrapped in silence, broken only by the low hum of the air conditioner and the faint drip of water in the distance. I stood in the doorway, my shadow stretching across the hardwood floor, watching Leia sleep. Her chest rose and fell beneath a thin sheet, her dark hair spilling over the pillow like ink. My hands shook, not from the cool night air, but from the weight of the phone in my pocket, its glow still seared into my mind. One message: meet me tomorrow, same place. Don't tell him. Those words weren't meant for me, but I had seen them when her phone buzzed on the counter an hour earlier. Now, every syllable clawed at my chest like shards of glass. For weeks, Leia had been a shadow of herself in our marriage. Her laughter, once a sound that filled our tiny apartment, was gone. Each time I reached for her at night, she pulled away, her body a wall of silence. Last night, I whispered her name, touched her arm gently, hoping she'd turn toward me. Instead, she rolled over, muttering something about exhaustion, her tone sharp enough to cut through what little hope I had left. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, convincing myself it was stress. Late nights at the office, endless meetings she never explained. But that text shattered every excuse. Who was she meeting? Why the secrecy? My mind spun, replaying every cold glance, every dodged question. I sat hunched on the couch, the leather groaning beneath me, eyes fixed on the coffee table. A half-empty wine glass sat there, crimson lipstick smeared across the rim, the same shade she wore when we first met. I could still see her under the streetlight that night, laughing at my bad jokes, letting me steal a kiss. That memory, once warm, now mocked me. 7 years of trust felt like a cruel joke. I wanted to storm back into the bedroom, shake her awake, demand the truth. But fear rooted me to the spot, fear of what her answer might destroy. Morning came. Pale gray light seeped through the blinds. Leia drifted into the kitchen, silk robe slipping from her shoulder, eyes heavy with something she wouldn't name. She poured coffee without looking at me, the gurgle of the machine filling the silence. Morning, she said flatly, like reciting lines. I nodded, my throat tight. The phone in my pocket felt heavier with every second. I wanted to ask about the text, but the words weighed too much to release. Instead, I watched her fingers tap against the counter, her eyes flicking to her phone again and again. Each gesture felt like a breadcrumb leading to a truth I wasn't ready to follow. I need to head out early, she muttered, keys in hand. Big day at work. Her smile was thin, practiced, lifeless. I forced a nod, jaw tight, as she pulled on her coat. She paused, glancing back. Oh, can you send me a couple $100? I'm short on bills. Her tone was casual, but the request cut like a blade. Last night, she had turned her body into stone, shutting me out. Now she wanted money, as if I were nothing more than a bank. What for? The words came sharper than I intended. Her eyes flickered, surprise, maybe guilt. Just things, she said with a shrug. You know. But I didn't know. Not anymore. I transferred the money, my hands trembling as I tapped the screen. Inside, questions screamed. Who are you meeting? Where are you hiding? She slipped out without another word, the door clicking shut like a gavel. I sank into the couch, heart racing. That text still haunted me, a phantom I couldn't escape. Grabbing my keys, I followed. Reckless, maybe insane, but I needed the truth. The streets were alive with morning chaos. Horns blaring, exhaust heavy in the air, strangers' voices overlapping. I trailed behind, hood pulled low, watching her red coat weave through the crowd. She didn't head to her office. Instead, she slipped into a cafe, its windows fogged with steam. I stayed across the street, hidden near a newsstand. Through the glass, I watched her slide into a booth. Her face lit up in a way I hadn't seen in months. Then he appeared, tall, broad-shouldered, smiling at her like she belonged to him. I didn't know him, but I didn't need to. The way she leaned close, her hand brushing his arm, told me everything. The world tilted. The noise of the city dimmed into a dull roar. I wanted to storm in, to shatter the scene, but my feet wouldn't move. I stood frozen, heart breaking in silence. Back home, I paced the apartment, rage and despair colliding inside me. Every cold word, every excuse, it all clicked into place now. Desperate, I searched through her desk, hating myself for it. Beneath a stack of papers, I found a hotel receipt. 2 nights, a city an hour away. The room wasn't in my name. My knees buckled. I sank to the floor, the receipt crumpling in my fist, tears burning my eyes. How long? How had I been so blind? That evening, I waited. The apartment was dim, lit only by a flickering bulb in the kitchen. When she walked in, she froze, purse slipping from her shoulder. "You're home early," she said, voice tight. I held up the receipt. My hand was steady, though my insides burned. "What's this?" My voice low, dangerous. Her face went pale. Her lips parted, but no words came. The silence screamed louder than any lie. "I saw you," I said, voice breaking. "At the cafe. With him." Her eyes widened, then fell, guilt carving deep lines across her face. "It's not what you think," she whispered, empty words falling flat. I laughed bitterly. Don't lie to me anymore." 7 years crumbled in that silence. She sank onto the couch, hands twisting in her lap. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she murmured. "It was a mistake. Just a moment. A moment. Months of lies, stolen meetings, hidden touches, reduced to a moment." I wanted to hate her, to scream. Instead, I felt only hollow grief for the life I thought we had. "Who is he?" My voice was raw. Her eyes filled with tears. "David. From work. I don't even know how it started. I was lonely. You're always busy, distracted." Her words stung, half-truths twisted to justify betrayal. I had been working for our future, the family we had planned, and she had filled that absence with someone else. I staggered to the window, staring at the city lights below, indifferent to my pain. "I gave you everything," I whispered. She sobbed behind me. But I couldn't turn around, not when every memory of us now felt poisoned. By morning, she was gone. A note sat on the counter, her handwriting trembling. "I'm sorry. I need time. No explanations. No promises. Just emptiness." I stared at it until exhaustion dulled my anger. I could chase her, beg her, demand answers, but what was left to save? Trust had turned to ash. I opened my banking app. The $200 was gone, spent maybe on coffee with him, maybe on another hotel room. The thought made me sick. I canceled her access to my account. My finger hovered before I pressed it. Not revenge. Survival. I couldn't keep giving to someone who had already taken everything. As sunlight spilled into the apartment, painting gold across the walls, I made a choice. I would rebuild, piece by piece, without her. The pain would remain, a scar etched deep, but it wouldn't define me. I picked up her note, tore it clean in two, and let the pieces fall. The sound was soft, final, like the closing of a door.